Welcome to Good Life. I'm Dean Wison. So glad you're with us wherever you are. If you're joining us on television here in the Santa Barbara, California area, we welcome you. So grateful for you at TVSB. We're thankful for our partners at TVSB. And for those of you joining us all around the world at all these different platforms, the podcast, which is Good Life Conversations, the goodlifetelevision.org, the YouTube channel where you can subscribe. And on the YouTube channel, you can see not only all the long form interviews, but we break those up into what we call power clips. So you can see kind of some snippets from different interviews. It's been such a great journey for us to bring you these wonderful people, all walks of life. Every one of them has been such an amazing story, and so we're just grateful, and so we're so thankful for you. Thankful for our friends at Bunnin Chevrolet for their support. And this episode is brought to you by those friends as well. I'm so excited today to have Ashley Denise joining me from Syracuse, New York. Ashley, welcome.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're excited. I was reading kind of about you and about kind of what you've done and what you're doing, and it's so inspiring to hear and to see kind of a story like this. So the show, one of the shows, the principal show that we're going to be talking about is called The Retreat. It's you can find it at Crackle TV. Our great friends at Crackle. You got to check out Crackle. We love Crackle in our household. So check out Crackle TV and then find The Retreat is the show, that one of the shows that we're going to be talking about here. But Ashley, you discovered kind of a passion for film and television while you were studying at Yale, is my understanding. You were studying English.
Yes.
Talk to
Yes.
us about what happened there.
So I was actually a very serious tennis player my whole life. I retired after my freshman year at Yale, and it was because I wanted to work more in the arts. So I got my first, my first crew position was as a second assistant director on a student film, and I just fell in love with the whole filmmaking process. So I decided, okay, I love working on other people's projects. Why don't I make one of my own? And so I founded my production company, Nuanse Entertainment, and we've just been making content since then.
Wow. So Nuance Entertainment, yeah, people can find that Nuanse,
Yes.
Nuance Entertainment. You can find it's a boutique film production company. You can find that on you can find their website and see kind of all the things they're doing. So you're from Ohio. So in 2009, you moved to New York, and
Yes.
take us to that moment and kind of what happened from there.
Okay, so I graduated during the recession in 2009. And so I was looking for work for about 6 months, and I got my first job on set as a set intern on the first season of FX's Louie, which was coming out then. So I was just working as a set intern and then as a PA in New York for maybe 9 months. And then I decided I wanted to sort of focus more on my own projects. I had filmed a feature project while I was a senior at Yale, and so I had to finish editing that, and it was a lot of work, but I got it done, and yeah, so that's pretty much what happened, and I've just been making work for Nuance since then.
Wow. So 14 years. You say you were living in Harlem. You just moved
Yeah.
to Syracuse.
Yeah.
So how did the retreat come up? This show, The Retreat. How did that come about? I mean, it would take us back to the kind of the beginnings of that project.
Okay, so we had a filmmaker colleague who reached out to us and decided that we wanted to work together, and um, we basically had a little bit of funding, and so we said, okay, this is great. This is a great opportunity, a great step forward for us, so that we don't have to keep self-funding.
Right.
So so we decided that we wanted to make a project that we hadn't made before. We had done a lot of comedies and dramas up to that point, but we hadn't really done like a suspense thriller type of fictional project. So we knew we wanted to do a suspense mystery thriller. We also knew that we wanted to see characters that we hadn't seen a lot featured. So one of our main criteria was to feature a Black woman who was of a more mature age, who had a physical disability. That was really important to us. So we ended up writing a character, one of the lead characters, Pamela Hairston, played by Donna Walton. She is a wonderful actress. And so we had that element. And then lastly, we wanted to make sure that it was an environment that we would be excited to work in. And we hadn't seen a project that was fully staffed by an all Black woman cast and crew. So we thought this is something that we should try to pursue. We don't see this happening a lot. So let's try to get a group together, and we were able to do that. So that was kind of how everything came about.
So all Black woman cast and crew.
Yes, and crew.
Wow. And so that was the cast and crew for the retreat the whole way through.
Yes, yes.
Wow. How fun, how great. So tell us about what the retreat. I got to read a little bit about kind of the plot or kind of how this unfolds, but just kind of give us a little teaser on for people that haven't seen the retreat on Crackle TV. How tell us about this.
Okay, so it's an 8-episode television series now. It follows a group of 4 Black women 1 year after a celebrity guest speaker has revealed a kind of a scandalous secret at an all Black women's artist retreat. So the show picks up the 1 year after the retreat, and one of the lead characters is going to expose the secret in her tell-all book. So the show kind of follows everyone as they scramble to deal with the aftermath of the secret getting exposed that really should not be out there. So there are a lot of twists and turns, a lot of surprises along the way. So it's pretty interesting, I like to think.
Yeah, I think it's great. And so this is an interesting, I'm always fascinated by people like you that create, and take us into kind of the creative process for you. Like, how does it work?
Okay, so my business partner and I will usually just get together and over coffee and just have a conversation about what's the most interesting thing that's happened to you this week. Like, what are you excited about? What's something that's fun? I know I heard an interview with Jordan Peele, who said he's like, follow the fun when you're writing. Make sure to follow the fun. So if you're having fun, the audience is going to have fun too. So that's really important to us, to make sure that the project is engaging, and it's sort of unexpected and surprising, but also grounded in like reality. We always want there to be like, we want it to be reflective of real life. So there's drama, there's comedy, there are twists and turns. And for us, it's just important to be honest. And it always starts with the script. The script is so important. We're going through, multiple revisions. We're workshopping it until we feel like, okay, this is ready to be on the screen.
Wow. Follow the fun. I think that I like that mantra. We need
Yeah.
that should be like a hashtag or something. Follow the fun. And so you'll start on a project, and then you just go until, you just keep going until you get to a place where you feel like you got something.
Basically, yes. Yeah, and we'll get feedback from family, friends, other filmmakers, people who we've worked with in the past. And a lot of times once we send out the script and we get that initial feedback, we can tell like, okay, people are going to be excited about this. That's a good sign.
Yeah, that's great. Wow. And so what's your vision for Nuanse Entertainment? Where do you want to be 5 years? What 5 years from now or 10 years from now? What do you see on the horizon for you and your business partner as you advance Nuanse?
Well, I think we were just talking about this recently, actually, and we want to keep doing what we've been doing, but on a larger scale. So I think this new opportunity with Crackle is really exciting because it's definitely in line with our vision long term. We just like to be making more work with larger budgets,
Yeah.
with more reach to a wider audience space. And it's really important to us. Like we own all of our IP. Like we create, we write, we direct, we edit, we produce. We work with really great people, so we just want to keep working with them, doing more projects with these people that we love working with.
I think I think about your work and your, the space that you're in, and it just seems like kind of one of those things where you plug away, you go and you go and you go, and until something breaks. It's like a dam breaking, or like, is that kind of how it is?
I think so. I think that's pretty accurate. Yeah, we keep going until we can't go anymore.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, you can't really, I mean, I think sometimes, like, you create something great, you try to build a great product, and
Mhm.
then you don't know when lightning's going to strike, or, or the something just takes off. I
Right.
think about The Chosen right now, just in terms of what's happened with The Chosen, as an example. Like, I know some of the guys that have worked on different components of that. It was just kind of like all of a sudden, boom, it was like this big deal. But I think about people that are in your space all the time, because it must be kind of feel like a little bit of a grind. But you got to keep going, right?
Yeah, and I think it's been a learning experience because, like I mentioned earlier, I started the company in 2008, 2009. So, when I was younger in my early 20s, it was very much a feeling of, okay, I've got to make this certain milestone in my career. I have to like make all of these achievements. And then coming from the competitive tennis background, I'm like, I
Yeah.
need to win this festival. I need. But now I'm really enjoying the process. Like I get to make this work. It's a choice. Nobody, is forcing me to make my movies. I get to originate the ideas. I get to execute them. So it's exciting when I think about it more as a marathon and like doing what I love.
Yeah. Yeah. It helps when you're in a spot that you're doing something you love.
Definitely.
And so this just kind of, when, I mean, you're studying English at Yale, and it was kind of like all of a sudden the light went on that this was what you wanted to do. I mean, how did that happen?
Well, I actually knew that I wanted to be involved in film and television. I just didn't quite have a sense of what it was like to work behind the scenes until I got there. But I wanted to become an English major because I knew that it would give me a good background in storytelling. So that was kind of the opposite, I guess. I knew that I would be able to use it for what I wanted to do in the long run.
Storytelling is such a powerful thing. I think about that a lot in terms of, in so many different areas of life.
Mhm.
Storytelling doesn't ever get old. I mean, in terms
Right,
of, stories kind of make the world go round,
right.
and so that speaking of fun, that's a fun thing, I think, to be able to get to do, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. And I think it's important because we're Nuance Entertainment, so I wanted it to be the broad idea of entertainment. So we could do theater if we decide to go in that direction. We could do, stand-up comedy, whatever it is, it all falls under the same entertainment umbrella. Um, yeah.
Wow, that's so great. It's so great. So you're going to be based out of now Syracuse. Nuance Entertainment is the production company. The show that we're talking about is The Retreat. The Retreat is an 8-episode show that is on Crackle TV. Highly encourage everybody to get Crackle TV. We're big fans of Crackle around here, and we'll be watching The Retreat. We'll be watching Ashley, Denise. People could follow you, Ashley. Is your platform all through Nuance, or is it your private your personal accounts?
They can follow us at Nuanse Entertainment. It's Nuance with an S. That's the Nuance. Nuance ENT on social media, or you can visit our website, nuanceentertainment.com.
Nuanceentertainment.com. That's NUANSE. So Nuance with an S. Yep. Nuanceentertainment.com. You can follow the socials at Nuanse ENT. Ashley Denise has been my guest. Follow the fun, Ashley. That's our mantra for the day. Follow the fun. Great to meet you. Great to have you on.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks everyone for joining us. We'll see you next time.